Here we go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land, and today we're going to be talking about more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and the future of DLC. So pretty much right after Nintendo had announced that there would be more Smash characters outside of the initial 5, people began speculating who these characters could be and been voting pretty much by commenting to Nintendo on Twitter. Well, people have been collecting these tallies and collecting these comments and pretty much making a chart based on region who selected who and how many votes went to each character. So we have Japan, the US of A, and Europe, and we have 10 characters listed for each of these countries, talking about who was voted the most in these comments. So there's a lot of things to go off of here, so of course take this with a grain of salt. This means nothing. Even though that people voted for these characters and asked for these characters on Twitter, doesn't mean Nintendo heard, because Nintendo could have been working on these characters already. So we don't know anything about this upcoming DLC after the 5, so all this could be just a bunch of hoopla and junk. So don't take this so seriously. And also, this isn't a grand total of exactly who people want. This is based on pretty much just Twitter alone and people's comments. So, and as well as there's a lot of characters on this list that I don't really know all too much, because there's a lot of, like I said, with the Japanese list, there's a lot of characters there that I'm not really too fond of, or not fond of, but I just don't know much about. So please, calm down if I mess up somebody, if I make a mistake. I try to do the most research that I could. But without further ado, let's get into the list. So I'm going to start off by giving you guys the numbers 10 through 6 for each country, and I'm starting off with Japan. Now, Japan had some weird ones that I really didn't know a lot of these, but I tried my best. So number 10, we have 2B from Nier Automata. I've seen a little bit of her. She's like this blind woman that is actually really cool in combat. The combat from that game is actually really nice. She's quick. She's got a sword. She's got also like little companions and stuff, so she'd be cool. Sephiroth coming in at number 9. He is from Kingdom Hearts, the main villain. Lots of people wanted Sephiroth, but obviously he's at the bottom of the list because another Kingdom Hearts character is at the top. Raiden, number 8 from Metal Gear Solid, was another heavily requested character. Unfortunately, he didn't make the fray, even as an assist trophy like some of the other characters did in that game. But we also have Gundam, number 7, which I didn't know a lot about. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this character actually originated from media anime rather than a video game at first. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that. It may not have. But I just really haven't heard a lot of them. He's some action fighting robot, which would be really cool to have some type of mech or something like that in the game. And then we have number 6. I can't not even pronounce this one. Arle Nadam, something like that. She's from a Puyo Puyo Tetris game, which could be pretty cool because a lot of people actually wanted Tetris Block, which would have been weird, but why not have some type of character to represent a Puyo Puyo Tetris game? She could have some type of cool, diverse moveset based upon that game alone. Now moving on to the European list, we have number 10 being Jibanyan from Yo-Kai Watch. Yo-Kai Watch has actually been getting really big lately, and I think it'd be really cool to add this character. He covers a wide range of characters from that game, similar to the Pokemon games, and you'll see another character doing the same coming up. Number 9, we have Dante from Devil May Cry. This game is actually insane. I've been watching some gameplay. It's just so much stuff going on. He's just hacking and slashing away at all these different demons and spirits and ghosts, so I don't know much about Dante, but I know I've heard his name a lot in the recent years. Number 8, we have Agumon from the Digimon series. He is pretty much going to represent all the Digimon. He is the poster child pretty much for that game, but I just don't think he'd be that dynamic of a character himself, so I don't know if they would do a Pokemon trainer type of thing, although I have 3 different types. But this one's kind of weird to me. Number 7, we have Heavy from Team Fortress. He's really just a default army character from that game, and he just has a machine gun. He's just a bigger version of the rest of the cast, and I don't really understand why. Is Team Fortress that big still? I don't know. Maybe it is. I know it was a couple of years ago or a year ago. But then number 6, of course, we have Geno, which everybody loves Geno, it seems like, from Mario RPG, and he is going to be at the top of this list here coming up because he's just a big, well-known character from Square Enix, and lots of people really want to see him in this game. Now, it's funny how we start to make our way to the USA picks, and they're kind of like cartoon-like and cuddly, but, that's just USA. But number 10, we have Bandana D, which is from the Kirby series. He's really starting to make his way into that, main 4 with Kirby, Meta Knight, King Dedede, and obviously now Bandana D, and lots of people want him. They've been requesting him ever since the game was even brought up to be in existence. Bandana D, I think, has a good chance if they're going to pick any first-party characters, but I think it looks like Sakurai's really trying to focus that connecting game worlds with third party. But number 9, we have 2B once again from Nier Automata. Number 8, we have Waluigi. He's an assist trophy. Could Sakurai pull off the impossible as like the last DLC character? I don't know. It has never been done with something like that. Considering the fact that he's already in the game as an assist trophy, I don't know how they're going to do that, if they're just going to rip him from assist trophy and just promote him to character. But number 7, we have Master Chief, which is kind of surprising to me because number 7 is Master Chief and number 6 is Doomslayer. I'm surprised that people really want Doomslayer over Master Chief. I know Doom has been coming back into the fray now with Doom Eternal, so I'm really kind of just, I don't know. I feel like Master Chief is a big pick if that gets in the game. I mean, it's huge, Master Chief, but I don't know, Doomslayer would be just as good. It's just kind of the same type of thing. He's a commando guy with guns inside of a suit, so I think they would work pretty much kind of similar, and I think both characters would be really cool to have in Smash Ultimate. So we're now getting into the final 5 for each country, and we're going to start off with none other than Japan, and number 5 coming in is Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses. As you can tell, this one kind of bothered me that people want to pay for DLC, and it's just another Fire Emblem character. You already know what most of the world feels like on those. They're just not too happy. But this is Japan, you know, you got to give them some slack. So, you know what? Bring in all the Fire Emblem characters you want. Number 4, we have Monster Hunter. We already have a boss in the game, so lots of people wanted the character. You could have a lot of cool, diverse moveset and a lot of options similar to probably Hero with a lot of weapons you can equip. So I think Monster Hunter would be pretty cool. Monster Hunter comes from Capcom, so another Capcom character would not hurt. No problem with that. Number 3, we have Dante from Devil May Cry. Once again, this is a Ubisoft/Capcom owned character. And, you know, this Ubisoft really haven't gotten their main character yet. And there's another character that I think will take the slot, but, you know, why not throw in Dante? He's really high up there for Japan, and he was really down low for Europe, so, you know, obviously people want him. He's been voted twice, so go ahead and give him a shot. Number 2, we have Sora from Kingdom Hearts. You knew this one was going to be up there from Square Enix. Apparently, Sephiroth isn't good enough to beat out Sora still. People still really want Sora. They think he has a really good potential to be in there. Of course, it has to go through Sony and Disney and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I don't even know Sony. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff involved with that. So I don't know how that's going to go. And, you know, it's Sakurai, though. He could pull off anything if he puts his mind to it. I don't know. But moving on to number 1 for Japan, we have Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia. I don't really know much about this character, but I have heard a lot about Lloyd mentioning in people's predictions that they really wanted this character. Now, like I said, I don't have a lot of background based on this character, but he is heavily voted for in Japan, and lots of people really want him, even over Sora. So this is one to keep an eye out on and just, you know, watch just in case Sakurai starts looking at this list. Now moving on to Europe, number 5, we have once again Doomslayer. I really do think this is a really cool character. This is unique, a character with guns and a whole bunch of like army personnel background, a big mecha suit type of thing. I really feel this. I think either Doom or Master Chief would be really good, but Europe picked Doomslayer for their number 5 slot. Number 4, remember the Ubisoft character I was talking about? Well, it looks like we might actually get Rayman. Rayman's high up there on the list, and of course, he kind of has to be. He kind of feels like the Mario, Sonic, Mega Man. Like, he deserves a spot. I don't know if he's going to come with the Rabbids or not, or it's going to be more of a moveset based off of his Legends series, but whatever, I think Rayman should have a good spot. Number 3, one of the ones that I hold to closely is Crash Bandicoot from Activision. I think Crash Bandicoot, it's time. He's one of those big characters, like I just said, with Rayman, but even bigger. I think Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, you know, Crash, it has to happen. They were all kind of little bit of rivals back in the day, and now they're all kind of coming back together. Crash is coming back to the Nintendo console to kind of put some games on there, and Crash has to come. This is one that I really hope happens. But yeah, number 2, we have Steve from Minecraft. People are still not letting go of this one. We already got a Microsoft character of Banjo. Could Steve come as well? Who knows? Obviously, Minecraft is a huge series, and it's still big today, so Minecraft Steve could very well be a possibility. And number 1, we have, yet again, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, Sora's going to be at the top of most of these lists because people really like this character. It's just so difficult to see if this character is going to get a slot because of, you know, the all framework, like I said before, with the developers and Disney. So we'll see if this ever happens. If it does, it will go down as one of the biggest characters in Smash Ultimate for sure. So moving on to the good old US of A, we have number 5, Minecraft Steve again. I know he's just as big here as he is overseas, so why not? I understand he's a big Microsoft rep that people really want. He could have a cool building mechanic with the Minecraft stuff. He could have the sword. Yeah, okay, cool. Minecraft Steve. Number 4, we have Gino. You knew this one was going to come up at the top of the list, especially for the Americans. Obviously, people love Gino. He only appeared in Mario RPG. It is a Square Enix-owned game that many people really wanted to see in this game. Unfortunately, Nintendo didn't really have the copyrights to Gino, and lots of people was kind of, worried if he could ever get in the game. I think there's no question if Sakurai really wants him, and he has stated on time and time again that he really wanted to add Gino to the game multiple times, even back in the Brawl days. So I think Gino has a really good shot, actually. Shantae in number 3 slot. This is kind of surprising. This comes from WayForward, and they created this indie game that has completely blew up. I think there's already a Shantae 5 on the way. This is one of the biggest indie games on scene, and what would be even more spectacular about this is she would be the very first indie character in Smash, I believe. One of the very first indie characters. I can't remember if there's another one. I really don't think there is. So I know they wanted Shantae and they wanted Sans, but Sans is now a Mii costume. So I think Shantae actually has a pretty good chance. Not only that, but she also fills in that rep for another female fighter. Number 2, we have Crash Bandicoot again. I'm so happy that people are actually voting for this character and really want him. I still think he is a big part of gaming and gaming as a whole. There was a big competition between him, Sonic, and Mario back in the day, so I really do think it'd be a really good idea to have Crash Bandicoot in there. And number 1 for the USA is Sora. Sora is being requested heavily. People really want this character. People really do like Kingdom Hearts, and lots of people think this is a joke. People are joking around, and people actually really do like Kingdom Hearts. And Sora has been requested time and time again, all the way back as soon as Super Smash Bros. Wii U DLC was announced. So people really want Sora, and I can understand why. He'd be a pretty cool, big, huge character for Smash Ultimate, and it'd be another jaw dropper for sure. Now I'll throw it over to you guys. How do you guys feel about this? Do you think this list is any type of accurate based on your guys' opinions? Do you like any of these characters? And do you think Sora should be the number 1 and number 2 slot for most people's votes? Do you think Sora deserves that big inclusion? Now, I am going to tell you guys something really small real quick. There is a rumor of the last DLC fighter for Pack 5, and if you don't want to hear it, just exit the video here. This is the end of the video regardless, but I wanted to thank those of you that stayed to the end of the video and share with you a piece of content that I found. I'm not going to post anything in case it's true and it gets taken down or something, but there is a leak apparently online right now that has leaked all the characters up to date, all the game modes and everything to perfect detail. I looked at it myself. Everything was accurate. And they leaked the last character. So once again, if you don't want to hear it, exit the video now, but I am going to tell you guys. The last DLC fighter apparently is Gino. And this makes a lot of sense. Lots of people really want Gino, and it's been requested, like I said, a lot. So this is already one of these characters already taken out and placed in the game if this is true, and I would feel like Nintendo would want to end the DLC Pack 1, or the group Pack 1, on something big. So what do you guys feel about that? And let me know your comments down below on anything about this list. And what are your biggest third-party characters that you would want to see? Who do you think is going to take the slot? And who do you think is most voted for? Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya, guys.